All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's Mardi Gras time here in the area, and with Houma having the second largest Mardi Gras in the state. That's right, second largest, and only second to New Orleans. A lot of parades, a lot of activity. And joining us now, I want to go to our panel if we could. We have Lieutenant Travis Terrio. He's closest to me on the set here. Chief of Detectives for the Houma Police Department. And First Lieutenant Blake Tabor with the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, also the PIO over there. So let's just start off. Travis, if we could start with you. Mardi Gras, every year, different stories. Some things are the same, some things are different. How's Mardi Gras going so far?
So far, it's been a nice Mardi Gras. We've had some incidents after that I'm sure we're going to get into after a while. But as far as during the parade, I think we had a couple fights. I think we did recover a couple guns, and the officers did a great job of keeping those things under control. But all in all, I would say first weekend was pretty successful. But like I said, we did have some stuff that happened after the parade. But during the parade itself, I'm talking about specifically during the parade, it's been pretty nice.
And I guess we could go to Blake to think, if anybody thinks we're going to go through a Mardi Gras season, there won't be a gun or two or three or four or five confiscated, or there won't be somebody arrested, it's a pipe dream. When you get that many people together and you got a little booze flowing around, you're going to have a few problems.
Absolutely. And, you know, like Lieutenant Terrio said, I mean, things for the most part have been pretty calm on the parade route. A lot of people. Friday night for Hercules, some of the biggest crowds I think we've probably seen in many, many years, if not forever. But all in all, I think people were well behaved. Of course, we're still seeing, you know, some few minor infractions that are out there that we'd like to see cleaned up, and we'll kind of get into those. But for the most part, people have been pretty well behaved.
Where did y'all see, I remember Mardi Gras Day sometimes, droves being just rows back. Where are some of the bigger crowds gathering now?
I find that your bigger crowd is a huge crowd in front of the mall, and then right before you're going to get to Hollywood Road, you know, it gets big. Wherever your big parking lots are,
Right.
that's where you usually have a bigger
Plus
crowd
they have
because there's more
access to get
parking.
out, too.
There's more parking. There's more ways out. Downtown's really been a pretty big crowd as well, leading all the way up to the reviewing stand.
Yeah, and I know some people, including us, we put 3 big floodlights outside. Years past, we didn't have any, but sometimes when you put the big floodlights on, people tend to gravitate away from them.
Yeah, and look, some of the parades, it's different. Some people like going to, you know, certain parades. Some people like going to others, you know. So
Depends
I
on
think
who
a
you
lot
know.
of times depends on the parade. You know,
Right.
some people like day parades. Some people like night parades.
Let me, Trav, you brought a couple of stats with you or whatever, or anything to talk about in particular?
I did, yeah. So, you know, just brought some overall stats. Hercules, we had a total of 4 arrests. 13 summonses were issued for drug-related charges. We had 6 traffic incidents, a warrant arrest, and then, of course, we had a couple of people arrested for disturbing the peace charges like intoxication or fighting, that sort of thing. Saturday was much more tame, but again, we're still seeing a lot of drug-related incidents that are kind of happening, not necessarily directly on the parade route, but we're starting to see that kind of out and about, you know, in the parking lots or walking to and from the parade. So that particular night, we had 13 summonses and we had 4 arrests. We also recovered 2 different weapons on that particular night. And then, of course, on Sunday's parade, probably the most tame parade that we've had so far. We had 9 summonses and we had 5 arrests. That was a total of 41 people issued summonses for various offenses and a total of 13 arrests so far.
But y'all have come to, and I gotta say this about the police here, y'all give people a lot of leeway.
Absolutely.
They really gotta work hard to get a summons or get a, they
Absolutely.
gotta try to
Yeah,
do
they-
that, yeah.
So usually, look, if it breaks out into a fight, we're gonna deal with that right away. But most of the time, if it's just an intoxicated person, if we were just running off intoxicated people, you know, parade crowd would be pretty thin. So if it gets to the point where we have to arrest somebody because of, you know, disturbing the peace by intoxication, they've had a lot of warnings leading up to it, I can assure you.
When I've seen y'all in the past, y'all really are lenient with that, but There's always a couple of knuckleheads, we call
Yeah,
them. But
yeah.
any incidents on the float itself? A couple of incidents?
Yeah, we had a few incidents on the first night that, did happen on the floats. Of course, several of those things are all under open investigation. So we're going to provide more information as it becomes available. But yeah, it was interesting. It's my understanding there was a lot of new members, and I think that's some of the things that people don't take into account. When new membership comes into a crew, they have to learn the rules and the etiquette of Mardi Gras. And it's exciting. Look, it's fun. It's a lot of things. So they just have to have some time to be able to
Yeah, and
acclimate
in all
themselves.
fairness
to
to
what's going on.
Hercules, one knucklehead could cast a bad light on all the good they do, the charities they do all year long. So,
Put things into perspective. I think their number this year is, I think they had 1,000
Yeah.
riders.
yeah.
It's pretty impressive. That
is.
I mean, that's a pretty good rate.
So they had a 99.9% good behavior rate,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and that .01
Yeah, and
gets the attention.
we had might have had some record crowds, but I tell you what, this has been some pretty big parades.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, we appreciate what y'all do, and I thank y'all for joining us and giving us a little recap. And what we'll do, we'll take a break, and we'll come back. We'll have more individualized stuff with Lieutenant Terrio, so don't go away.